Hi, my name is Stacey Pryce, and in 2015, I realized I wasn't a great communicator. I avoided eye contact, I spoke in a monotone, and I struggled to connect with others. To help change that, I started interviewing people in my community, and that experiment became my first podcast, Waste Off Podcast. Through those conversations, I learned that taking risks creates change, and change creates growth. I also discovered my passion for business and leadership. Now, with Price on Purpose, I help the creatively curious, aspiring entrepreneurs, and leaders find their purpose and build more fulfilling lives. Tune in for stories, insights, and my Quality Theory segment, where I explore business processes, analytics, and, most importantly, the customer experience. And now, this is the next episode of Price on Purpose.
Are you ready? Are you ready, Price on Purpose?
Let me tell you something. I am never ready.
Okay.
I just go. I just go.
Well, then we on the same page.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Class, I'm excited to speak with you again. It's been forever.
It has been forever. I'm excited to be here, but you know what's great about this? It feels like this wasn't that long ago. This feels very familiar.
Agreed.
Yeah, so I'm excited.
Same table.
Like, come on. We doing this.
Same mics.
Same mic. You know what? Let's go. Let's get it. I'm excited. Let's do this. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I had one of those sports moments.
Yeah, no, you got to have the sports moment. I'm 100% down for it. Like, what the hell's been going on?
Yo. What? Hold on. Let's scale back a little bit. What hasn't been going on?
Oh, hey. Okay. It's heavy then.
It's heavy. It's a lot. Life has been lifing. I think life has been lifing for everyone, for all of us. Like, we've just been thrown in this time warp and just rolling around in pandemic and recession and the job and it's just been a lot to say the least.
You're right. I remember that day when we spoke. It was during the pandemic.
Yep.
And
quarantine.
Yeah.
I mean, we couldn't do this. This was a foreign thing to do, you know, meeting with people in person.
Yeah, exactly. It was definitely different climate. We were on, I believe, StreamYard or Zoom. And I don't recall, did you also quit your 9-to-5 at that time?
Yeah, I actually had just been fresh thrown into the wilderness. I was fresh in the wilderness at that time, actually. If my mind serves me correctly, I had absolutely decided to play Russian roulette, and that's what I was doing.
Yeah,
and
I did the same. Praise God then.
Praise him, hallelujah. I'm still playing Russian roulette every day. I'm still navigating my way through the wilderness. And the thing with the wilderness is once you get to the certain point, it's into the thick of it. Like there is no room for me to go back that way. Like, even when I try to go back that way, because trust and believe, I've had my moments where I'm like, man, let me go look up this job real quick.
Right.
With my qualifications and my wealth of knowledge, they won't hire me.
Isn't that interesting?
They won't. And it's okay, because I'm like, all right, that's God's just way of telling me, girl, stop going on there looking, like, just be okay. And I am okay. Like, God has literally been doing his thing and just guiding my steps every step of the way, that I'm just like, all right, I got $2. What we doing today? And I kid you not, I just closed my eyes, and by some miracle in the air, everything just works out.
I love it.
It just works out. So I'm grateful for that, and just letting go kind of thing. Like, I have to surrender to that angst, that nervousness of I don't know how I'm finna do this. Like, I really don't know.
Right.
This right here, it's a blessing to be doing this.
Amen.
How
Absolutely.
I even got here.
Yeah. Straight up. Yeah. Like, I was actually curious to, what is that moment like for you where you're like, okay, I'm going to look up that 9-to-5. Like, what is encouraging you to even possess that thought? Is it just financial, or is it something else?
It's a combination of both. It's financial, and it's to see, are they going to hire me this time? Just let me see. Like, Just let me see if it would if I tried it, because financial, like it's always going to be a financial thing, because more money is better than no money. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm blessed to be able to get paid to do what I love, but doing what I love does not come on a consistent basis. So that is the Russian roulette part with, I don't know what I'm going to get. I may come out on top and say, oh, I did this amount of gigs today. And then there's a period of silence, you know, and I'm not shy to share, because that's the real. You know, so if anybody coming outside, and not to say there aren't people that are working and getting booked every day, but getting booked in what type of way? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So for me, just being honest with myself and trying to find a common balance of knowing what my worth is, accepting bookings, and sometimes having to turn some down, because I'm like, it costs more for me to leave my house than to come here and do what you're asking me to do.
True.
And that's not even me exaggerating. Yeah. So being in that kind of space, that is sometimes what has me like, let me just see if something, let me just see. Everybody talking about work from home so bad. Well, let's see what's out there. And when I go look to see what's out there, and you know, I kind of click the button and go through the process, and it's just like, yeah, we're sorry, unfortunately and I'm like, what? Did you see my resume? I mean, what? Like, you know, so yeah, so the wilderness is a wild place.
But what would you say, so working from a 9 to 5 to doing what you're doing now, is there any difference in who you are? Meaning, I hope that was clear, but if not, meaning like, what have you noticed about yourself?
I have noticed, I wouldn't say there's a difference in who I am, because I have been pretty consistent with who I am as a human through and through, no matter what space I'm in, you know, but what I will say is I have noticed a difference in my work ethic. Like, even if I'm not getting dollars in my pocket today, I still function as though I'm at a job. The only difference is I'm at the job I created for myself.
Amen.
So where somebody may have been telling me, hey, I need you to file these papers and send this email and do this, that, and the third. Yeah. I am the person telling myself, girl, get up, go take a shower, go put your clothes on, go sit in front of that computer and send these emails. Yeah. Go reach out to people and make some connections today. Go do some outreach today. Go revisit someone that you've reached out to that has not responded to you, and go reach back out to them again, you know? So I'm kind of somebody that's like not shy to, in that sense, to just, I'm gonna shoot my shot and see what happens.
Well, that's dope.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, like even for me, making that transition, like right now for me, I'm doing the 9 to 5, but then it's like I'm also doing the building of the business on this end.
For sure.
And it's like it can be scary, but I think it's also taught me a lot to believe in self. And it's also taught me, I guess, given me that awareness to be like, okay, I'm worth more than what maybe even I thought, or what other people may see. I think sometimes we may limit ourselves when we go to that 9 to 5 route, or in whatever aspect it could be, whether it's sports or whatever it is. But I think you gain a lot of wisdom by betting or going all in in on yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Because you know what? There is absolutely nothing wrong with the 9 to 5. You know, we've all been there. We've all had a job, you know, in several different spaces. And the 9 to 5, that is not your end all be all. You know what I mean? If you're someone that has a passion and a you know, a vigor to do a thing, and you want to do a thing, it's like, this is just to help build this other thing out. You know what I mean? Depending on how it's set up, because I know my old 9 to 5 it could not sustain what I was trying to do, to the point that I said I could do this and not have to come here for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Straight up.
2-week paycheck is laughing in my face.
Yeah.
How'd you make it through this? How did you make it through this month? And I'm like, the Lord. Yeah. The Lord. And it was like that. And people wouldn't even know. Like, Rox, she knows.
Shout to Rox that's here today.
Shout out to Play with Rox. She knows that there are days that she'll call me and I'll be like, yeah, I've got X amount in my account. And she's like, what? So I'm like, yeah, this is a normal day for me. Yeah. But I just do it quietly because I'm tunnel vision on, I know this is going to hit. Like, I believe in myself, like you said, just having a sense of self and betting on yourself. I believe in myself so much that I'm like, sis, you're a walking bag of money.
Yeah, straight up.
It may not be in your hand or your pocket right now, your account, but you are a walking bag of money. You are the money.
Yeah.
You are the money. Forget making it. You are it.
I love the way you're speaking it into existence and celebrating it, because I think, I guess more so than in the past, I think a lot of people are starting to venture into entrepreneurship and kind of taking those bets on themselves. And I think that, dare I call them the demons that creep up and say, like, maybe not today, don't do it now, or
silence.
Pretty much. It's like, you know, or those voices, because you know what the crazy thing is to me, and let me know if you have seen this. Have you ever spoken to people that you've interacted with, and they tell you about a dream that they've had, or something that they wanted to work on, but they just didn't take the chance?
Yeah. Oh, all the time. I rebuke it. Don't you come over here in this space don't you come over here into this dear home with that type of mentality. Don't you do it.
True.
Because hello, I feel like I've heard that so many times, and I've been the person that has been like a rebel with the cause to say, who said that? And let me see.
Word.
Who told you that you couldn't? Who said that? So exactly. I'm going to be the person or martyr, whatever you want to call it, to go try it out and say, hey, y'all, it's hard. It's not easy, but it's not that bad. Yeah. If you just shift your perspective just a little bit, you know? So like I've shifted my perspective to the point that it's like, I am not where I want to be yet, but the pushing and pursuing towards that thing has been so beautiful that it might be worth way more. And I think it is worth way more than whatever it is over there that I'm trying to get to. I may get through this wilderness and reach some space and say, this is it.
Word.
I had so much more fun taking the journey there.
Yeah.
So that has been what has been worth the most to me.
Absolutely.
Like whatever the reward is at the end of it and this, that, and the third is cool. But the journey itself has been the biggest teacher and the greatest reward along the way. So like everyone with that mentality, like, man, I wanted to do a thing. Man, you could have had so much fun, even if you didn't get to do the thing how you thought.
Right.
The amount of fun you could have had just trying to do that thing, you know, it's like, it goes without saying, like you could only know it if you tried it.
Yeah, 100%. I'm curious, from when we last spoke to now, what is your relationship with the element of faith?
My relationship with the element of faith is it becomes that much more real to me every day. Otherwise, I would not be sitting here with you still having this conversation.
True.
To be able to come here and sit with you is not only a honor and a privilege because you're amazing. So thank you for having me. But it's also a testament to what is so. I could have easily said, man, I quit. And I could have just went and done something else. Yeah. Therefore, you and I would have nothing to talk about.
True. I'd be like, did you see that show the other day?
Did you see that show the other day on TV? Yep. All right. Great. Talk to you next time. You know, but like the fact that we can sit here years later, and I'm still, I have the same excitement I had then that I got now.
Wicked.
And it's like, let's do this thing. I don't got $1 million, but we here, y'all.
Damn right. It's I think it's the blessing, you know, it just like you said, you know, focusing on the journey and going through the motions of what that means to you. I think that's the celebration. It's like you get the gift to do it.
It's the celebration, the gift, and all of that for me is just that, man, you kept doing it. Like when I see some of my childhood friends that will call me by my full government name in public, not that that's a bad thing, but everybody else will know me in a different space, but they know me since I was in elementary school. Right. So they're like, yeah, I see you, and just hyping me up because they're like, yo, you been doing this since elementary school.
Yeah.
Like, they remember me in 3rd grade, like,
Wicked.
let's spark this song up. What are y'all doing? They remember that. So I'm serious. So I'm so serious. Like, when we was playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, I'm like, y'all have got to be kidding me. This is it? You think that this song is hitting? Nah, I think Beethoven or somebody would have did a little splack on there. Let's spice this up a little bit. So I was literally like Nick Cannon in Drumline since elementary school.
Yeah,
literally. And I would remix songs to give it some more oomph. Like, let's turn these people up. They already think orchestra is boring.
Yeah.
Do we have to go out like that?
No, definitely
so
not.
Yeah. So I
Interesting.
Yeah, when people see me now, they're kind of like rooting for me as much as I'm rooting for myself. So even though it's like we didn't see you on BET or here or there, they still view me as the people that they do see on there. And that's what I appreciate and admire the most, that it's like, it's not one of those things like, man, you still going at it. It's like, man, you still going.
Good.
Keep going.
Good.
I feel like August 5th. I feel like he swam across that ocean and they keep swimming. That's what I feel like. I'm so serious.
No, I feel you. I love how you speak. Like, I get it.
It's that. That's what and it's, you get it. But
Yeah,
that's what I feel like on the inside. That is what
you have to.
I'm delusional.
Well,
I am absolutely
gratefully so.
I'm absolutely delusional.
Yeah.
Enough to believe that I can.
Yeah, you have to though.
You that is the only way, because I'm like, if I ever tap out of this trance that I've been in all of my life, man, what a dim day it would feel like.
Yeah, that's when the demons come in.
That's when they come.
And they have a way of getting in that, you sometimes you can't catch it if you're not paying attention. They just slip right in.
Right. They've tried.
Oh yeah, I feel you.
Man, they've tried, and I'd be like, move from me and stop.
Move from me and
stop trying to play with me. I see y'all trying to get me off my, don't even do it. So now, they're starting to, they don't even bother. They're like, never mind.
Good.
Never mind. Yeah. Because I realize we're in the Matrix, so don't even trip.
Damn right.
Right.
Talk to me about this, because it looks like this happened, I think, after we spoke. You were inducted into the Uniondale School District's Wall of Fame.
Wow. Yo, you
what?
You want to know something?
Talk to me about it.
Listen, Pryce on Purpose. One thing that I'm going to say that I respect about you so much, you going to do some research.
I have
You'll
to.
be finding information that I don't even remember. You always come to me with something like, yeah, that did happen, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
How the heck did that happen?
Well, I mean, it happened. It happened a couple of years ago, but like my district where I live in Uniondale, they have something called the Wall of Fame, where people that have put in work and helped out the community and just done a number of things that they want to acknowledge and highlight and just put you on display for everybody to see. So, and I've seen that Wall of Fame before I got inducted into it, but they reached out to me and said, like, pretty much like, we've been following you for a long time. Like, wow. I always show up. One thing I do is I am going to show up for my community, friends, supporters, whoever. I'm going to show up. That's one thing I will do. So to be acknowledged for that was a blessing. Dope. Because I know what I do, and the immediate people around me that are experiencing me know what I do. But to get acknowledged by the whole district to say, like, we see you.
That's like a huge honor.
That's a huge honor. So I'm like, wow, like,
yeah.
I know all these people that are on this wall. I'd be looking like, oh, I know them.
Wicked.
And they have all done amazing things. And the people on the wall range from politicians to lawyers to entertainers to, council people. Like, there's a wide range of people that are acknowledged on that wall. And to be one of them is a beautiful thing. So I don't take that lightly.
I think it's dope that you're surrounded by that love and appreciation, because you continue to be an inspiration. I remember last we spoke, I know you were coaching or assisting kids that were participating in NYSSMA. Do you still do that?
From time to time, I do still do that. For those that are looking to, have that instruction, I do teach privately. You know, the world has changed a little bit since then, you know, because again, we have the pandemic, things shifted to online, yada, yada. So I do have, you know, some students that are still involved in that. But as of recent years, what I have been getting are students, not necessarily that are participating in NYSMA, but students that are just wanting to explore and learn this instrument and just have lessons just to have them. So that's a beautiful thing too. Because before I'm just like, yo, y'all just calling my line for this one thing so you could get 100 on your test. You just want to use me to be a doctor. All right. But now to get people that's like, hey, I just want to come here just for fun. I just want to learn. That's dope. That's dope, you know, so I'm grateful for that.
By doing these or teaching the kids, like what have you learned in that connection or in that space, watching them on their journey?
I've learned patience, one. I've learned patience, and I've also learned don't force anything. You know, no, even if I'm your teacher, I'm like, you could listen to me, but don't do it just because I said it. Do it because this is something that you want to do. And if it's something that you want to do, it now becomes easy. It doesn't feel like, oh, I'm getting sent home with homework. It doesn't feel like, oh, I gotta do all this work. It feels like I'm excited to do something that I am exploring and I want to do. So with any students that I have, and when I speak to their parents, I'm like, let's do this and see how it goes. And if you see them excited and engaged and they want to continue, do it. But I don't want to be one of those people that they're like, I had music and I hated my music teacher, so I stopped. I wish I never quit because I didn't have a teacher like you or whatever. I don't want to be a part of that story. I want to be a part of, you and I had a great time when I used to have my lessons with you, but I decided that I wanted to explore another thing, and that's okay. And for those that say, man, I'm still going, I'm still doing this music, and thank you for X, Y, and Z, then great, you know, but the key to all of it is like, don't force anything.
Yeah. So you're teaching them like to kind of connect with music in a different way, like not to just jump from like teacher to teacher, but to like really appreciate that journey, kind of like what you're doing now.
It's a journey. Appreciate it and choose. I'm helping them to explore choice and like, you know, and I'm also helping, because it's not just the students are important, yes, but I also don't want to tell anyone's child what to do. And they take my word as law. So I have this conversation with student and parent. Like, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm going to be sharing with your child. And this is what I'm sharing with you also. Yeah. You know, once I see someone is like not engaged or the engagement is starting to, I'm just like, they're not feeling it. And that's okay. That doesn't speak to my teaching. I know what my track record is. Right. You know, but it speaks to, they just didn't want to do it. Not everybody wants to be a musician. True. You know, sometimes parents get excited and they're like, oh my God, I saw you're great and my kid picked this up in school. I want you to teach them. And I'm like, sure. But it's like, they said this is cool and she does great, but I don't want to play that instrument. Yeah. You know? So I would love for children and their parents to just explore choice and that being okay. Yeah. Not my mom made me take piano lessons when I was 7. My dad made me go to ballet. What? I'm not going.
Yeah. No, it's true. I mean, I think a lot of parents, they want their kids to be involved in something because they feel like the kid is going to find or learn themselves. But I think it's one of those things where it's like either you're connected to it in that moment or not.
That part, I think it's important that parents, and I'll be a parent myself one day in whatever way it shows up, but I think it's important, and something I'll tell myself also, if I see my child is involved and engaged in something, I'm gonna pay attention to the things I see that they do like. If I see my kid likes to create and do like paper mache and starts taping things together and stuff, I'm gonna push that and get them things that
get more tape,
get more tape and get more glue and hey, go have a field day. What you do with that? Let's see. And if I see that they turn that down and now they over here playing with clothes and fixing clothes and sewing, here's a sewing machine. Let's see what you got. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think when you start to nurture the things that they do like, you don't know who they can become. Right. You know, you don't know who they can become. So for some of us, it has shown up a different way, but like you just don't know. Right. But it's so many people. And that's when you get those stories. I wish I would have this, but because that support wasn't there. And we don't know how far back that story goes where I didn't do that thing because my family said, nah, do this instead, you know? Exactly. So it's kind of like, let's start to nurture and support the things that people do like to do.
100%.
If you see your child likes to clean up and sweep, if your child wants to be a custodian, you don't know that they could be the director of custodial services for the top building.
Your kid's probably Jamaican. I'm just kidding.
I'm screaming. They like to clean and got that Clorox out. Let me chill. So. But
keep going.
Yeah, you don't know who they could be. So like, let's not turn our nose to, these people in these different disciplines, because all of them matter.
Yeah.
Somebody has to drive the bus. Somebody got to clean the bus. Somebody got to drive the train. Somebody got to build the train. Like, stop turning your nose down because you're not a doctor or a lawyer.
Yeah.
So what? And let me tell you something. The amount of doctors and lawyers that I know.
Yeah.
They can't stand it. They love it. They love their job. But what it comes with, they can't stand that.
Or
part.
have like no bedside manner.
Yeah, it's like,
because they're not in it.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, let's not trip, and everything that glitters ain't gold. It's necessary, and we need those things and those people.
100%.
But let us also keep in mind that some people do things because they want to do them. So nurture that.
Yeah, I forget his name, but there's a comedian out there, and his parents forced him to become a doctor.
Come on now.
And he's like selling shows on Netflix now. Like it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I ain't used my degree yet.
What do you have a degree in?
Exactly. Exactly. And before I move on and share, might I add? And I'm not, in no way, shape, or form a politician or involved in politics. But let me just share this with the people, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Kamala Harris had Meg Thee Stallion come outside, right? To go sing and shake and twerk and do a little something.
Uh-huh.
Meg Thee Stallion has a degree in health administration. A graduate.
Yeah.
She has a degree in health administration.
Yeah.
And the only healthy thing she doing is hooting that thing up and shaking it left
Hoot
to right.
that thing up.
So all of this whole conception, go to school, get your degree, and this, that. Shorty said, I got my degree, and I could put it to use at some point in life, but right now, that is not getting me what I'm looking for.
Right.
So she's doing the other thing. So for me, and not to say, I don't want to say I've never used my degree and aspects of my degree to a certain extent, but I have a degree in psychology.
Amazing.
Thank you. Everyone knows me for being a musician. Everyone knows me for being a musician. All right? So maybe the next time you're like, oh, how you so calm, class? I have a degree in psychology. All right? That's why. Because I know what's really going on in the brains, including mine. So, yeah.
Amen.
Just saying. So, yeah.
No, I align in a sense because, a lot of, like, even my brother, myself, like, we have degrees. It's just... That's not what I went to school for. Is not what I do today. It's
like that.
It was kind of like I have a liberal arts in psychology and communications.
Come on.
So I did that stuff, but I don't know. It didn't really.
You do it with the twist.
Yeah, with the twist, with a little squeeze of lime.
With a little squeeze of lime, and that's okay. Because I'm like, I have my degree in psychology, and I'm like, I'm not here being anybody's therapist.
Do you want to be? Just kidding.
But I mean. Not today. Not right now. I want to be Meg Thee Stallion. I want to do the other thing.
You want to twerk?
So I want to twerk on my violin strings. Yeah. So I feel like I just chose it. I chose a different path, but it's like I do use my degree to an extent where, as far as how I deal with people, how I'm understanding of people and their situations, like it's like I make sense of things and I don't take things personally. If people are, if I send you a message and you don't respond to me for 5 days, a month, or 2 weeks, I don't take it personal. Like
you can't.
I can't take it personal. If I can understand people and the mind a certain way and the way that I've learned, then I would not hold on to people's responses to me, and that's not to say I'm not human and I can't get frustrated, because I do get frustrated,
of course,
sometimes on the initial, but when I take a second to step back and think, I'm like, you know what, everything's fine and it's okay.
100%.
That's my degree at work.
I love that because I think we are in a society, I think we'll always be in a society where people take things personally, but I think it was from the book I read, The 4 Agreements. Have you read that?
Yeah, come on. I have that book.
Yeah, he pretty much says like you can't take things personally. Like everybody's doing what works best for them. Like whether it's they are sharing a negative feedback towards you or something that would hurt you, or whether it's something, even a compliment, like it's not personal to you. It's how they see whatever it is in the moment.
Right.
I think what I liked about that book, it kind of gave me peace, and it kind of allowed me to really see who I am, and that I guess it's like, I heard somebody say it too. It's like you find out where you begin and where the other person, or where you begin and end and where they begin and end, because we're all energy.
Oh, for sure.
You know, so it's like if you take on, like I remember my mom would always say, don't take it on. Like don't take on what somebody else said.
That ain't for me.
It's not for you. Like it's just there.
It's there. I absolutely agree. I tell people all the time, I'm like, that's a them problem. That's not a you problem. Like you cannot control what people say, think, do, none of it, including for your own self. That everyone has to handle and deal with their things
100%.
However it shows up, and they deal with their things.
Absolutely.
But the most important is for everyone to be accountable for themselves and how they deal with their things.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like people are going to receive you how they feel like and say what they want, and that's that. Oh, well.
Yeah, it's cool. It's fine.
It is what it is. What can you do?
It's fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's great here. But you see what you're doing? The laughter, no, for real. That is the medicine. You have to laugh.
You have to.
When the stuff happen and you're like, well, you gotta laugh at it. You have to laugh.
Like, to me, like when I was, I remember there were times where I didn't know how I was going to pay my rent. Like, I didn't know how I was going to eat. Like, I was just like, yo, I guess we're going to have Ritz crackers for dinner.
That's it.
Like, I remember it was crazy, and
Period.
I laughed.
You have to.
I literally just cracked up laughing. Some people be like, yo, you're insane. But it's like, the thing is, it's like, yo, I got to this point. But at the end of the day, I was grateful because I was still doing what I needed to do.
That's it. Look.
You know what I mean?
My motto, first of all, I laugh every time I open my refrigerator. Every time I open my pockets. Every time I log on to my bank account. I'm laughing. However, I'm happy about what I have sacrificed to see a thing through.
Yes.
You know, like absolutely. It makes it worthwhile. Like, you know what, man, this refrigerator is coughing, but I printed those books though.
Hey.
I mixed and mastered that project.
Let's talk about it. You know
what I'm saying? And that means everything else to me. So here, take it.
Amazing.
Take it. You know, because sometimes I wake up and I'm like, man, the amount of resources I poured into this stuff, it doesn't even seem, it's really not real. It's so not real to me. Like if I ever sat down and actually like did a tally of the amount that I pour, I don't think I would probably faint.
I said, don't do it.
I would probably faint, man. If that's the case, you know what? I would be like those people. I would be like that episode of Martin when he went and bought himself and Gina all of this stuff, only to find out they made like $1 off that check.
I don't even remember that.
Yo, there's an episode of Martin when he thought he won the lottery.
Oh, no.
But it was like a group lottery. So it wasn't him by himself.
Yeah.
So the amount that he thought he won, he went and started splurging. All of the money. Yup, he started splurging all the money.
That episode?
He was splurging all the money. He bought a fur chinchilla coat. He outside.
Oh, my God. That's insane.
If I sit down and do a tally with the resources that I poured into all the things that I'm doing, I would be just like that episode. So if you ever get a chance, please do go look it up on YouTube. Just
I'm gonna have to look it up
Martin
on YouTube.
Wins the lotto. I would be obnoxious just like that, literally, because it makes no sense. Like, why am I spending all of this on books? Why am I spending all of this on merchandise? You know, and you ask yourself, but that's kind of like the question that all creators have to ask themselves. You got to know your why.
Yeah.
Like, why
100%.
am I, like, really, I'm delusional.
No,
I'm like,
you're right.
why am I spending all of this money on merch and books and this and music? And for what?